Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys, Dororo this week, absolutely fire. But definitely one of the more like episodes that I was just lost in the episode. Like this was such a well done episode. I had zero to no problem just sitting there enjoying myself, and next thing you know I almost forgot what the heck I was watching, man. Like I thought I was watching like a movie or something. It was just going so long. I was like, like this doesn't feel like the regular episodes of this show. But I mean, I'm not complaining. Overall though, man, we get pretty much a good understanding of what's popping off, and even what could be popping off in the future with how some of these characters have um, really just gone through all the stuff they've been through, and to think that um, Diorio helps a person that he kind of had to. I guess like if he didn't help, he would have died. If he didn't get all their swords to help him in this battle, it would have been a wrap. And anyone could see that, so why not, make a plan with them instead of against them? And lo and behold, they can take out this giant shark that just bodied all of their men on another boat. So I don't know what it was about this episode, but it just felt so like well done and compacted, and the pasting was on point. Like everything just felt nice about it, that I kind of just got lost in it. And to think that we to think that this kid, he really does seem like a boy, like at heart, and it all makes sense because literally the dad raised him or raised her to be that way. And I wasn't sure if, they're gonna go to drastic means of being like overly nasty with these how these people are. But I think the whole being saved by this girl and seeing the father in her, I think that might have been the saving grace for her this week. I mean, why leave someone alive that has, quote unquote, the map or the necessary areas to understand where to go? You know what I mean? Like, I guess in the long game, you could be like, oh yeah, then if they really wanted their prize or their treasure, if they ever go and they get stumped wherever they end up, they could just use that password. You know what I mean? So, um, I'm pretty interested to see if that's where they're going with this. I don't believe it's probably gonna be like that, but it could be. That I mean, it's not like they have it written in stone on the paper. It looked like they had like three or four different marked areas that they had to like visit still. So I don't know if they're actually going to be able to find it very quickly or if they find it at all. But as we know, uh, our man who has to hunt down the demons is definitely kind of on their trail. Not He can't be that close behind, because not only do they have horseback, they have just food and all that different stuff that actually does stop this kid from moving forward at times. Like he needs to eat. He's human. So having all those bandits and having all the people that they had a lot more ways to obtain food for everybody compared to just him now by himself traveling, trying to keep up because he can see the horses and stuff and all the probably the couple of footprints that hopped off their horses and went down, and then all of a sudden they hop back on, and then all footprints disappear, even the ones that he was tracking of Dororo's. So it's pretty safe to say he has a understanding that something might have happened, including with these horses and stuff. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, the guy with the shark this week that they ended up fighting off and defeating one shark. Holy crap, man! Like that character design was sick. Not to mention just the way he was just so cocky and confident that he was going to feed his family his sharks, and he even had him to the point of waiting not to eat them yet and saving them for another time because they're going to be hungry sooner or later. Um, like, my God. um, and not to mention, the sharks seemingly are not done. This shark eyes started to turn like a weird darkish yellow, and around it was all black. So I think the people on the boat were right. Like, these aren't regular sharks. Like, I was like, well, they are pretty big, but they seem kind of regular. They're in the water. They knocked your boat over. They did the jaws and everything on you. Those are sharks. And then you see these eyes at the end of this episode, and you're like, oh, those sharks. Well, those ain't sharks. Nah, but man, I literally just like looked at what was happening with this kid and this shark transforming, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And then the episode ended. I literally forgot I was watching an anime at that point. I literally felt like I was watching some high, decent quality anime movie, and I was just lost in the sauce of it. Like, my lord. So if they can give me more convincing episodes like this, unlike, like last week was cool, like the overall story of it, but just the animation was so rough with the moth and them staying the night eating food and stuff, and their body just looking not even like the same people that we've seen for 14, 15 episodes plus when that one dropped. So it was just rough to see overall. But this right here made me forget all about it. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what. Like that, this episode was ridiculous, and I truly hope to see more like them, or just more of these quality types of storytelling, because this is seemingly leading into next week, and it's not in a bad way, because the kid who lost his family just now, who he was straight up feeding and taking care of, is now about to be, either on the good side of a demon or a bad side of a demon. And these are the types of things I like to see, because at the end of it all, that's probably what it's going to be. Like, it's going to be some human and demon working together, and somehow they're going to have to get past it. Like, that's just how I feel it. Like, from what we've been getting, from what the story's been telling us, it's possible. And this isn't the first time we've seen a demon human relationship that worked out for the benefits of at least one of them. So we'll see how this plays out. This show definitely going in. I wouldn't be surprised if people have like kind of dropped this show, and then they hear about something like an episode like this Jaws episode, or maybe more episodes down in the future. But I can see this show really being able to bring people back in to want to see some of these things, because this was very unique and a fun spectacle to watch. But overall, it still isn't over. So that's the thing about these shows. Some of them have very good ideas, and now that we have a whole bunch of pieces that are in motion, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing a lot of action in these next week's episode. And if there's anything that pops off after that, it's going to carry over. So with all that being said, my anime people, I hope you had an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be when you're watching this. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you guys a little bit later. I already made a Fairy Gone video that I'm going to drop on with this one, so I hope you guys enjoy that as well. It was made at 2 a.m. in the morning, so I apologize for the yawning and stuff like that. So I wanted to drop this video first, so I could apologize for that. Sorry, I'm kind of a goof, but yeah. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for the support. Your boy gonna stay grinding on the daily, and I hope to see you in that grind. So with that being said, peace. I'm getting bodied in this corner. Holy. Fine. Sit down.